Hey guys, it's Jaylon. Welcome back. Today I wanted to share with you my thoughts on what I am going to aim to finish in 2023. I'm focusing only on makeup items. I'm not going to focus on skincare, body care, etc. Sorry, I have my eyes watering. Because there's just too much stuff that I get through in that category that I don't want to put numbers on it, but I do want to put numbers on my makeup because this year I really want to be better about reducing the amount of things I have in many of the categories, all these categories really. But I want to share with you how well I did last year. There were some categories, surprisingly, that went down. And some, I think there may have been one or two that stayed equal. I can't remember. But I know there were a couple that went down. A couple, but most went up. Now, some didn't go by much, but they still went up. So I do want to make sure this year that a lot of these categories are going down. Whether I declutter items or use them up. I don't declutter for the sake of decluttering. I usually declutter if I don't like an item or if it doesn't work for me, for my skin tone. But anyway, I know that I've seen a lot of folks do videos like this. I want to say the first person I saw do a video like this was Jessica Lee years ago. Years ago. But yeah, I thought this year I would give it a go and we'll see how we are at the end of the year. I may do quarterly updates on this. I'm not 100% sure. That's probably the best plan. Otherwise, I'll forget what the heck I'm doing. But anyway, let me share with you kind of what my numbers are looking at. I have a spreadsheet where I have everything kind of put in. And most of these I'm going in the order that I would put them on my face, but that's not 100% the case. And I'm going to go through makeup categories and the way that I situate them in my inventory spreadsheet. So for face primers, I used a total of 12 last year. This category went up for me only by 3. So I'm pretty happy with that, but I do want that number to go down instead of going up. So my goal for use up in 2023 is a total of 10 face primers. This can be deluxe sizes or full sizes. It doesn't matter. For foundations, I used a total of 7 in 2022. This category went up by 2 this past year. So and the goal that I have set for this year is 5. So I definitely want that category to go down. Loose powders only went up by 1. I used 5 in 2022. In 2023, I want to use 3. Pressed powders, I used 4 last year. This category also went up by 1, which sucks, but I think when I look at it, it was probably the Hourglass palettes that I got because I don't really buy pressed powders anymore, but I do count those Hourglass palettes, the face powders in there as pressed. So I think that's why the number went up. So I do want to use up at least 2. I'm going to actually bump that up. I'm going to say use up at least 3 pressed powders. Pressed face powders. Okay, concealers and correctors. I lumped those 2 together. I used a total of 5 last year. This category was one of the categories that went down. It went down by 1. So I do want to use up another 5 items in the concealer corrector category. All right, the next 3, I'm not even gonna go there because in terms of like how much it went up by, because I just know that it went up by a lot, like blushes, highlighters, and bronzers. I think bronzers wasn't too bad, but blushes, highlighters, and bronzers, they all went up. I used a total of 3 blushes last year. So 2 in my Hourglass palette and 1 cream blush. So obviously it went up by a lot. I do want to finish at least 1 blush next year. Highlighters, that's cream and powder. I used a total of 4. I think they were all cream or liquid. This also went up by quite a bit. So I just want to use 3 this year, whether they be powder or cream. I don't think I can finish a powder highlighter, but I'm going to try. Probably not. And then bronzers, I did not use any last year. I brought in quite a bit of bronzers last year. A lot of them were cream, not a lot, but there were definitely plenty of cream. And then there were several in palettes. So I want to use up 3. I have 3 that are close that I want to get done this year. So yeah, but I didn't use any in 2022. Okay, moving on to some eye items. So eye primers, I used a total of 4 last year. That category actually went down by 2. The only two that I bought were glitter primers. So, and they're actually both actively in use right now. One's in my travel bag, one's in my vanity. So those are the only eye primers I bought last year. So I'm pretty happy with that. I do want to use an additional 2 primers this year. Eyeliners, both pencil and liquid. I used a total of 16. This category actually stayed the same this year. And in 2023, I want to try to use up a total of 15. For eyeshadows, I mean, it went up. Let's just, lots of palettes came into my collection. For this, I really just want to try to finish 8 eyeshadows and hit pan on additional 10. So that's kind of my goal for that. I'll keep track of which ones I finish. They're probably going to be the ones in my ABH Norvina, which is my Panette palette for this year, my main one. And then try to hit pan on an additional 10 shadows. Mascaras. I finished a total of 34 mascaras last year, but I brought in a lot of mascaras into my collection, which sucks because I was really trying to get that category down. I used up a ton of minis, and I don't have as many minis at all as I used to, but now I have a bunch of full sizes. So I want to use up a total of 20. That number is lower than what I used up last year, only because I don't think I'm not going to use up as many minis this year, because I just don't have as many as I have in the last couple of years. So for mascaras, I want to use a total of 20. And then brow products, I used up a total of 5. This category went up by 1, which I was kind of surprised. It's like, what did I buy? But, it's surprising. You just never know it's a whole 12 months worth of stuff. In 2023, I want to use up a total of 4 brow products. I think those are all the eye items that I wanted to cover. Let's talk about lip products. All of these went up except for liquid lipsticks. I actually decluttered 1 liquid lipstick, and I don't think I finished any liquid lipsticks. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Because if I did, I would have been jumping for joy. Yeah, no liquid lipsticks. But overall, this category did go down because I decluttered 1 liquid lipstick. Now, there are a couple liquid lipsticks that are close. So I'm going to say finish 1 liquid lipstick. Everything else went up by a bunch. Now, I used up 18 lip balms last year, and I want to use up a total of 15 this year. So we'll see how that works out. I used up a total of 17 lipsticks. It also went up by a lot. Less than I thought it did because I decluttered a bunch, but it also went up. And I want to use up a total of 15. Lip glosses, I used up 10 last year. Again, it went up by a pretty good number. And I am giving myself a little bit of grace here. I want to use up 5 lip glosses. Now, lip liners, I used up 1 last year, and I actually ended up decluttering several that I had dried out. And so that category went down by 4. So next year, I'm really close on like 3 to 4 lip liners. So I want to use up a total of 3, minimum of 3 next year. And the last category that I want to talk about are facial sprays. I used up a total of 14 last year. Now, a lot of those were deluxe sizes. So I want to use up a total of 10 this year. Setting sprays and like facial mists, like hydrating facial mists, like MAC Fix Plus. This category actually did go down for me. I was surprised. It went down by 3, which is awesome, because I know I bought several like MAC Fix Plus bottles, but I didn't go crazy on the setting sprays or hydrating sprays. So that category did go down. I had a total of 4 categories that went down. 1 stayed equal, which were my eyeliners and liquid liners. I'm hoping I would have put some stuff up here, like a chart that kind of showed you what I was talking about, hopefully. So those are the goals that I have set for myself for 2023. Hopefully this video was kind of interesting to you. If not, just let me know down below and be like, Jaylon, don't do this again. This sucked. But hopefully I can hit my goals, and I will try to do quarterly updates to share with you how things are going with my plan. But anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're doing well and staying safe. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.